Hey everyone, it's me again, and today I have a pretty interesting video. This is a little different from what I normally do. I realized that in my entire channel, I don't actually have a video on the kinds of makeup brushes I like. And pretty much all of my makeup brushes are from affordable brands. There's actually only one brush in my entire collection that is not from an affordable brand. Well, there's two, and I'll go ahead and show you those. I have two brushes that are not affordable, and that's it. One of them is a MAC brush that, quite frankly, I mean, it's the MAC 180. Yeah, it's the MAC 180. There you go. You can see I've had this for years, and honestly, it sheds more than any other brush I own. And I'm not too happy with that, considering it was super expensive. This was like $35 or $45 for this brush. And then I also have the brush that came with the Lorac Pro Contour palette. Now I do use this from time to time. I say it's not affordable because it comes with the palette and the palette's $45, but I don't know. I mean, it's okay, and I use it from time to time, but most of the brushes I use are from affordable brands. Whether you're new to makeup and just starting to get into things and looking for brushes that are going to be well within your price range, or you're a freelance makeup artist who's looking to add some functional, affordable brushes to their kit, I feel like you should find this review helpful. So I'm gonna go in categories. I'm gonna start with eyes and then move to face, and I'm gonna try and keep things by brand too, if I can manage it. When it comes to eyes, there's one or two main brands that come to mind, and you're gonna see these brands repeated over and over again throughout this video. But one of the main brands that I think is really just amazing at making eye brushes is Sonia Kashuk. I have 3 Sonia Kashuk brushes. These are sold exclusively at Target, and I have 3 of them that I use constantly, pretty much in any makeup look I do, and you're gonna hear a lot of familiar names going on with these. The first one is the, of course, Sonia Kashuk 109. This is a big, fluffy blending brush. This is one of the best blending brushes I have ever owned. It's amazing at just really blowing out color in the crease and getting everything nice and diffused, blending out harsh lines. It's just a superstar. It is very rare for me to do a makeup look where I don't use a 109. There's a reason I have 2 of them. You can use them for other things too. They're great for blending eyeshadow, but I also like them for applying pinpointed cheek highlight if you really want to glow, or they're also great for a little bit of nose contouring. You can use these for all kinds of different things, and I think this is a must in anyone's collection. They are only available at Target, so I can't get them here, but anytime I go to the States, I try to pick up at least one because they're freaking fantastic. Next Sonia Kashuk brush I want to talk about is the 116. You guys have seen this in tutorials before. I love the Sonia Kashuk 116 for really getting into the deep crease and applying dark shades of color. It works under the lower lash line too for really smoky looks or blending out the lower lash line. Again, because this one is a little bit shorter and denser, but it's still got that domed shape, it's going to be great for nose contour or inner corner highlight or pretty much just about anything you can think of. It's fantastic. I absolutely love this brush too. These Sonia Kashuk brushes are so soft, they're so wonderful to work with, and they're affordable. These things are between, I think the last time I checked, they're between like $6 and $8 each, which, like, that's nothing compared to some of the higher end brushes. The last Sonia Kashuk brush I'm going to talk about is the Sonia Kashuk 106. This is a flat shader brush. It is a little bit puffed up at the sides. I think you can see that it's pinched at the end of the ferrule and kind of poofs out a little bit, but not too terribly much. This is amazing for packing eyeshadow onto the lid. That is my favorite way to use this brush. Again, it's also great for precision work. If you use the top of the brush, you can get under the lower lash line. The only thing you really probably couldn't do with this is blend eyeshadow, but you can pack on color pretty much anywhere you want with this brush. It's really simple, really straightforward, very soft and comfortable, and I adore it. The next brush I feel like a lot of folks folks would need in their kit are like detailer brushes. Brushes that can get into really small spaces and apply color very easily. And I have two brushes for that. One is a pencil brush that I got from Crown Brush some time ago. It was curated with a set they did with Graveyard Girl, but they sell this brush separately as well. I like it. Most pencil brushes tend to scratch, like, you know, they don't kind of glide over the eye. They can scratch at the skin a little bit. This one does do that sometimes, but it's not too bad. It's not so obtrusive where I'm like, ow, that really, really hurts my eye. But at the same time, it does a really good job of applying color under the lower lash line or smoking out eyeliner, things like that. Love that one. I'm dropping stuff. Of course, Real Techniques. Real Techniques is an incredible brush brand done by Sam and Nick, otherwise known as Pixie Woo here on YouTube. Their brushes are fantastic. These are all the ones I have are from the regular line. They also have the Bold Metals collection, but I love the regular line just fine. They're gorgeous, they're amazing, they're functional, they survive tons of cleanings. I mean, they're super practical. And this one is the Real Techniques accent brush. This brush is pretty much perfection. Like, it's perfect for really getting into the lower lash line. I've used these as a lip brush on clients. They're amazing for that. So really fantastic just because it's so short and flat, and it's got that kind of duo fiber bristlage going on at the top, so it's great for blending product as you apply it. Another thing I like to have on hand, I'm not a big eyeliner person. I don't usually wear eyeliner much because I have pretty small eyes, but I do my brows. I do my brows with every single makeup look these days, and I highly encourage all of my clients and anyone who I mentor in makeup application to do their brows. It will change your life. And one of my favorite brow brushes to use is from Real Techniques, and it is an angled brow brush. It's thick, which I like for eyebrows, because when it comes to brow color, you want to disperse the color evenly throughout the brow. You don't want a situation where you look like you have like very clear lines of product in your eyebrow, unless, you know, you're going for an avant-garde look and that's what you're going for. But I know for my brows, I like a more natural fill a lot of the time, and these get that. It still has the precision tip to really get a nice sharp tail, but it's not so thin that you can't get a natural looking appearance throughout the eyebrow. To e.l.f. e.l.f. is the bulk of my brush collection. I have a massive brush collection. I have dozens and dozens of makeup brushes, and I'd be willing to bet that between Real Techniques and e.l.f., that makes up like 75% of my brushes. e.l.f. is fantastic. Their brushes are super affordable. Most of them are between $1 and $3, although now they've released some brushes that go up into the $6 to $10 range. But yeah, most of their studio line I highly recommend. It's amazing. The couple of e.l.f. eye brushes that I like to use, one of them is the e.l.f. crease brush. It looks kind of like a 109, only it comes to a little bit more of a point at the end and it's much smaller. So it's great for doing kind of detailed crease work, really getting in there, and it's great for blending as well when you're trying to do a precision blend and not blow your product out all over the place. These are, wee as I drop it, these are fantastic for that. I love this brush. These brushes are so soft and so comfortable. They can fall apart sometimes, but most of them are sturdily made and last decently well. I adore this brush. This is the e.l.f. blending brush. It's kind of like a MAC 217 style brush in that it's kind of paddled, but it's got this floof at the end. But this is softer than a MAC 217. And I think it blends out product just as well, if not better. Love that one. Couple of honorable mentions in the eye arena from e.l.f. I have the e.l.f. concealer brush. Now this, you know, I mentioned it in the eye segment because even though it's a concealer brush, I love using this for packing product onto the lid because it's very, very flat and very stiff. So it's perfect for packing on product and getting maximum impact, which is always nice. And then of course, you guys know it, you love it, you've seen it in pretty much every tutorial I've ever done, the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. I have two of these for a reason. I will probably get more, because they are fantastic. They're dense and yet flat. You can pack product, you can blend product. I've done pretty much entire eye looks with just this brush. Oh, and one more Real Techniques brush. Can't believe I forgot to mention this. One more Real Techniques eye brush is the Real Techniques Base Shadow Brush. You guys have seen this on YouTube before. It's amazing. It looks exactly like the kind of 217 style brushes, but it's much, much softer. You can pack on product with it. You can blend product with it. I have done an entire eye look with just this brush and nothing else, and it's fantastic. To the face. My face, I tend to keep things simple. I tend to not do anything too terribly fancy, but I'm gonna walk you through all the brushes I use anyway. Moving through, we'll go ahead and start with Real Techniques since I was there. I like using buffing brushes a lot of the time to put on my foundation, depending on what foundation I'm using. I love the Real Techniques buffing brush. It's super, super soft and super comfortable, and I can just put it all over the place. But it's also really, really dense, so it's great for kind of really buffing in foundation into the skin. It's also a great stippling style. Really fantastic brush, doesn't leave any brush streaks behind with any foundation I've used it with. Fantabuloso, love that one. Another good one is the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. This is kind of like the buffing brush, only it's got a little bit of a flatter edge to it, and it's much, much denser and shorter, so it's really good for foundations that really need to be worked into the skin. So love that one for that. Another Real Techniques face brush that I adore is the Real Techniques Contour Brush. This is perfect. It's not just for contouring, although it is beautiful for that. It fits right into the cheekbone, gives you lots of precision, but I've also used this to set my under eye concealer. It works beautifully for that. It can also blend out more liquidy concealers. Love, love. Speaking of concealer, one of my favorite concealer brushes of all time, hands down, is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. This is technically an eye brush, but I don't really know anyone on YouTube who uses this for their eyes, except for to blend out concealer, because it is just perfect. It's small, it's short, it's densely packed, but it's soft, so it's very, very good around that gentle, sensitive under eye area. It's just perfect for concealer. Perfect. Will change your life. And finally, a couple other standouts from the Real Techniques brush line. First of all, the Real Techniques blush brush. This is dirty, but this is a tulip style brush, and it's just, I mean, look at all that. Look at all that hair. Ugh. And it's so freaking soft and gentle. I could just pet my face with this all day. My makeup lovers know where I'm coming from. It's super fluffy, it's super like packed with bristles, but it's also very fluffy. This is perfect for blending out both blush and bronzer. I've used it for both and I love it for that. It's also amazing to just sit on your vanity and look at. It's such a really pretty brush. Moving right along to some of my favorite e.l.f. face brushes. As I said before, e.l.f. is a very large part of my collection. I have quite a few e.l.f. brushes for the face to share with you guys today. First is the e.l.f. blending brush. This is fairly new to e.l.f.'s line, but I'm loving it. I love the shape. It's so unique. It's like a fan style brush, but it's densely packed. It's got a ton of bristles, and it's perfect for blending foundation in, or if you want a little ham on your contour or highlight or blush, you can tap it out with this brush. I've applied powder with this. I've done contouring with this. It's pretty much an everything in one face brush, and it's super small and cute, but it has a big enough handle that I can grip it and not feel like it's gonna slide out of my hand, but it's small enough that I can travel with it. So will definitely be going in my travel makeup bag for show. Another all-star in my e.l.f. brush collection for the face is the e.l.f. small tapered brush. I have two of these. I absolutely love them. They're soft, they're fluffy, but they bring it themselves to a point. These are perfect for setting under the eyes. They're perfect for highlighting. They're perfect for contouring. They're perfect for blush. They're perfect for just about anything you want to do on your face. This is perfect for it. I love it in particular for applying contour and highlight. Perfect brush for that. And we have another brush that I forgot to pull out. I'm the worst, I know. I'm gonna pull out a few more. The e.l.f. Blush Brush. You guys have heard about this on YouTube. It is gorgeous. It's a flatter style brush, but it's still really fluffy, so it's perfect for just dusting that perfect amount of blush on your cheeks. Gorgeous. Love that one. Also amazing for setting under the eyes. You're welcome. I also have the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I haven't used this in a while, but I absolutely love it because it's got that kind of fluffiness to it, but it's still really dense, so it's perfect for blending out under eye concealer. It's perfect for setting under eye concealer. It's perfect for pinpoint highlighting. It's got a bunch of different uses, and I adore it. And finally, one of my favorite e.l.f. face brushes is the e.l.f. Complexion Brush. This is gorgeous. It is a big, fluffy, soft, like, do you see that movement? Like, look at that. Oh, it's just so soft. It's like angels skip dancing all over your face. And this brush has a bunch of different uses as well. It's a fluffy powder brush, so you can obviously powder all over your face with it, but I love using this for bronzer because it really blends out and blows out that product and doesn't leave any harsh lines at all. Love it. Another face brand that I actually really like is BH Cosmetics. This brush set I happen to know is sold other places, and I have a feeling it's one of those cheap Chinese brush sets that all those kind of brands like Crown Brush and BH Cosmetics and all those affordable brush brands will carry and just put their label on it. But this is a kabuki brush set from BH Cosmetics. This is just the angled kabuki brush in that set, but they have a flat top angled kabuki, they have a buffer style brush, they have a pointed foundation brush. Where is it? There it is. You got a pointed foundation brush, but my favorite out of that entire set is the angled kabuki brush. This is perfect for blending in foundation. It's stupid soft, crazy comfortable. And it's good for blending in foundation because you're getting all over the place. You can also get in those little areas like next to your nose. It fits very snugly right in there and all of those places, so you don't have to dig out more than one brush just to put on your foundation. So love, love, love that one. I hope I didn't forget anything. Oh, and then kind of another tool that I really like to use, which it's dirty, so it's actually waiting to be washed right now, but it is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. That's kind of an honorable mention. It is the closest dupe to a beauty blender that I have ever found, ever, and it's stupid cheap. It's like $5. So really good for blending in foundation if you want to use a blending sponge to do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are all of my picks for the best of the best in affordable makeup brushes. Do you need all those brushes? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, if you get each and every one of those brushes, you will have a little brush set that is absolutely perfect for doing anything you could possibly want to do with your makeup. You don't need all those gimmicky, kind of wacky shaped brushes, and brushes don't have to be stupid expensive to be really soft, really comfortable, and really functional. My favorite part about all of the brushes I've mentioned here today is that they're all made of synthetic hair. And that means they're cruelty-free because they're not using animal hair, and they're equally as soft, but you can use them with cream or powder products. With natural animal hair brushes, you have to use them with powder products because if you use them with cream products, they can stain. Whereas all of these are synthetic Taklon fibers where you can use them with any product you like and they'll still shampoo and wash out just fine. So that's about it for me. That is my rundown of all of my favorite best of the best brushes from my massive brush collection. I hope you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, and interesting. If you did, there's a button for that. Spank that like button in the butt. You know it deserves it. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe and become a member of the faithful today. I upload videos every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for joining me and watching my video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Toodles!